Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my final guest out there. He's not only a fabulous singer, he's had 4 UK #1s, he's also a great dancer. And at the end of every show, he says that he performs 400 press-ups, which is what I tell people as well. Let's remind ourselves of some of his biggest hits. Here you go.
Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just a little bit of. There's nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do. Just to get up next to you.
Here he is, it's the fantastic Mr. Jason Derulo. This is a good look. You're looking on fleek, as they say. Here's Jason, guys. You've got to shove along, you've got to shove along. Jason, I love that look. You're looking... This is, we call this is on fleek, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the phrase.
I appreciate that.
You're looking good. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
So you are currently touring here in the UK. Oh, no, that's not fair. No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm trying to stop that. I'm trying to fight back.
Freddie, that was your fault, Flintoff.
Give me a room, man.
Well, let him back on the couch. Shame on you, Flintoff. Sorry, Jason, I apologise.
Welcome to England, mate.
OK. Well, that is some kind of a welcome. Are you enjoying being on tour here? Do you like being in the UK?
I love it in the UK, man. Honestly, when I'm in America, actually, they're like, "You're from the UK, right?" Like, I'm like, "Nah, I'm from Miami."
Yeah.
So everybody in America thinks I'm from the UK anyway.
But because I thought you were British until I heard you speaking. There was something I didn't know that you...
What do you mean? I'm from South London, bruv.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you know, I like it a lot.
Well,
my mummy, my daddies, everybody.
Let me return the compliment and speak to you in America. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. OK, no, look, we just saw the videos there. Your dancing, of course, is spectacular. Everyone knows you for your moves. But I wasn't aware until recently that you'd had that serious accident. You broke a vertebrae back in 2012. And that's a serious break to have, isn't it? Oh,
for sure. A C2 vertebrae.
That's pretty high in the neck, yeah.
It's called a hangman's break. So I was lucky, you know, to be walking and to be alive even. You know, it's a very serious injury.
I believe that 95% of people who have that don't come back to be able to walk again when they have a break that high in the vertebrae. How did it happen?
I was preparing for my world tour, and I was, you know, doing a lot of acrobatics, and I slipped during a back tuck, and I bailed. And then I landed on my head. You're never supposed to bail.
And so when that happened, at the moment, what was going through your mind?
I was more paranoid than anything in the moment. And when I actually fell, I was like, well, damn, this might be it.
Wow.
You know, because, like, I heard a crack. So it was like, and I was like, shit. I just asked if I could curse backstage, so I'm excited that I got to say that.
So, presumably there was some degree of panic around you after that, I would have thought.
It was a private session, so there were not very many people around. But there was a paramedic on site, and he was like, you know, you probably like just tore, like, you know, a bunch of muscles in your neck. So I got up.
Oh, that's the worst thing to do.
Yeah, so I got up and I walked to the car. My mom was in the car waiting for me at the car. And I didn't want to panic her, so I was like, Ma, you know, I think I tweaked my neck a little bit. You know, take me to the hospital. Meanwhile, we're riding to the hospital. Every single bump hurt like hell. So I'm like, but I didn't want to let her know that I was in that much pain, so I kind of, you know, was a G about it and didn't say anything. But yeah, and I got to the hospital and he was like, you broke your neck? I was like, I broke my what? Yeah. You know, it's not something that you ever think will happen to you. You know what I mean?
Presumably, have you toned down the dancing since then, a little bit?
I don't do that specific move anymore now.
That would be sensible.
Yeah.
So, Jason, your music is pretty sexy. You write, not explicit lyrics, but it's kind of what you're feeling, what you're looking forward to feeling. You mentioned your mum earlier.
I did.
Does she like your music? Does she listen to your tracks? Do you ever have to prepare her for a particular sequence?
Yeah, if a song is a little racy, I mean, Talk Dirty, for instance, when I was playing her Talk Dirty, I was like, Ma, just so you know, there's a couple of words in here that you might not like. And afterwards, she was like, I don't think this song is gonna work, baby. I just don't think it's gonna work. She was like, you should be a little cleaner. Like, people like clean things. So I released it anyway. You know.
But that song, was that no song, as I understood, I was reading up on you, that was inspired somewhat by the fact that you weren't someone who would engage in conversation during the act of physical congress with another human being, until this was pointed out to you that sometimes that's acceptable.
Yeah, so...
In fact, desirable.
What he's talking about is basically, I didn't used to be a talker in bed. You know what I'm saying? So, like... I didn't know it was a thing until, like, this
Hang on,
girl...
the boys are leaning forward for... They want some of what you're getting, so give them the benefit of your experience.
See, when you've been with someone a long time, you just chat about very banal things. And I said to my husband recently, I can't even remember the last time we had sex, and he went, we're having it now. So that's always a nice surprise. But that's not for a few years yet for you.
I don't think Jason's having those kind of conversations.
No. It's a little different, But yeah, I mean, I was a young man, you know what I'm saying, and I was silent during sex, you know what I'm saying. It was I thought that was normal until this one girl was like, "You're really quiet," and I was like, started laughing a little bit, you know, the nervous laugh. What do you mean? And she was like, you're quiet. I mean, do you like it? I'm like, yeah, I love this. And then I was like, that felt good. Yeah. Right? And then, you know, slowly I started saying more things, and yeah, and then, yeah. I'm a talker now.
You're opening up.
I opened up. I let the caged bird fly.
Well, do you commentate?
Huh?
You like commentating on what you're doing?
I'm approaching the box.
Now, sometimes you want to ask a question or two, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the square root of 9.
But you mean like, is this, are you enjoying this? Is this a good location?
You know what questions they ask. You know what questions.
I'd never want to ask if they're enjoying it, because I don't want to hear the answer.
Yeah.
You like
refusal
that?
often offends, yeah. Alex, when you were a single man, how would you impress the ladies?
Oh, I was a nightmare. I'm terrible. Thing is that I never used to know what to say after. So what do you say after it? Like, thanks? Sorry? And when I was at uni... It got to this stage where I didn't know, and I remember there was this girl back at uni, and I just finished, and I was still there. I was still in the stadium, so to speak. And all I could think, so I just went, yeah, I've got some Sunny Delight in the fridge if you want some. And she was like, yeah, all right. And then I just hopped off, put my leg back on, and went and got it.
Wow.
If you're at your house, though, you can be courteous, like, you want a hot towel? Would you like a hot towel?
Yeah, it's not an Indian restaurant.
Jason's doing well. He probably has someone come in at the end with a little silver tray with
Yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
I think that shows you as a very courteous young man. That's a very nice thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you can perform for us. Now, before you do, we thought it might be nice to ask Jason whether he would mind showing us a few of the moves that you do so well in your videos.
Okay.
You do some, but you just do sitting down moves, aren't they?
Yeah. All right, so it starts like this. So you're supposed to be a little drunk, so you're like leaning back a little bit. So you swagged out in your chair like this. You know
Imagine you've just finished a test match.
Okay, so we're all...
So you're gonna take your right foot and you're gonna slide it underneath your left heel, like so.
Ooh, well, like stirring a pot.
Yeah, I can. And slide it in.
I'm not saying I'm unfit. I've genuinely got a cramp.
fun. You sold a dodgy leg there, pal.
OK, that's the most embarrassing injury I've ever had.
Right. Then we're going to get up, turn to the left. Okay. Turn to the left.
Freddie.
Turn to the right. Right. And then we're going to take this right leg and then bring it in the front like so. Okay. This one might be a little more simple. Okay.
Yes, do simple.
So this is called the Get Ugly dance.
Get ugly.
So you're going to lean to the right side. Then you're going to cross your arms. And then you're going to dab.
Dab.
So dab is literally the #1 dance in America right now.
Is it dab? With
Dab,
me?
yeah.
Not dad, because you're good at dad dance.
Yeah. So yeah. So right.
Okay, let's call the music in from Get Ugly and we'll see whether we can do this.
Yeah.
So.
Get ugly.
Wow, that was... Yes!
That's live.
That was really good. You've done well. You can go home, relax now.
That's impressive.
Jason, that was great. You sit down and say thank you properly. That was... You look surprisingly together. I think we found a new boy and girl band.
I feel so cool.
Wow. You guys didn't want to stop doing that. I mean, I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like...
Jason, it's been so much fun having this show. I'm so thrilled you're here. The track is great. He's going to perform it for you live. Ladies and gentlemen, say thank you with me now, if you will, please, to Mr. Jason Derulo. Great stuff, Jason. If you want to get over and get ready to perform, we're